Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to another edition of Smaug's Vlog. I got something a little bit special here for you guys today. I don't think he's ever done an outside interview. So we have one of the queen subjects, Paul Bretland, international scale modeler, UMP. And without further ado, there is the brother. How you doing there, my friend?
I'm okay, Gil. You keeping well?
Trying to, brother. Any day above ground is a good one. That's the way, that's the whole thing about it. I'm just with all this nonsense going on in the world, man, you're just trying to keep your head above, above.
Keep your head, well, keep it above but below at the same time.
Exactly. So let's get into it. I know we got limited time here, so
no worries.
I wanted to talk a little bit about you. Now, I know you're a prolific modeler. You've done a lot of stuff. I mean, I think I've been following you 6 years, maybe 7 years, with the original ISM.
Yeah.
How did you get into modeling, Paul?
Right. The earliest memory I've got, I was probably 6 years old, 7 years old. And for my birthday, I actually have one there. I got an Airfix Sea King helicopter. I was bought not that exact kit, but one of those kits for my birthday. And I remember trying to assemble it with my dad. And one weekend we started building it, and then we put it back in the box. And we come back to the next weekend, and the tube glue had leaked all over the box and completely destroyed the model. And that was it. That was my start into modeling. Other than that, in my teens, I did a little bit here and there. Nothing major, the odd kit. But I got into it when me and Hannah first got together, actually, in 2003. Purely at a whim, purchase in a model shop. And me being me, I don't things by halves. Oh, sorry, hang on. I don't do things by halves. So I bought a huge Revel 1/24 truck trailer and sat on our living room floor on an IKEA table and brush painted it in enamels. And it was a nightmare painting something that big. It wasn't the most, confidence inspiring build to start with. So I went out and bought one of those cheap plastic airbrushes that use propellant cans. That made life a little bit easier. And I built a few cars, bikes, and what have you. Then we moved to our current house. And I was working off a TV dinner tray then in our living room. Built a few models, but then it just started getting awkward and I put them away. And that was about 2004. And that was it for about 6-7 years. And then in 2010, I was in a pretty bad car accident, which busted up all my shoulder, my back. And I was literally housebound for about 3 months. Nothing to do. My arm was slinged up. And I had to start looking for a new hobby. My main hobby for years from a child had been shooting. And I couldn't do that anymore. Couldn't shoulder or lift guns or anything. So when everything started to come back with mobility, I started the modeling again. That was back in 2010, and started building armor, purely armor back then. Then that evolved into aircraft, cars. Then that was when ISM was formed as well.
What is your favorite genre? I mean, I remember you building armor, and I know you did a lot of planes, and I know, like, right now you're doing a lot of cars. You're really good at them. The cars are sweet.
Thank you.
Now, the armor and the planes, that can burn you out after a while, right?
Yeah. I built armor and planes exclusively for about 2-3 years. And the armor, I just got absolutely burned out with. So I moved on to aircraft, got burnt out with that. And then with my buddy Sam, you know Sam, he was getting a bit fed up with what he was doing. I said, let's build a car together. So I bought us both a kit. We built it together, and that was it then. That was then probably 2 solid years of purely cars with the occasional bike thrown in. Try going back to aircraft. My heart's not in it with aircraft at all. I've tried and tried and tried. Just can't get back into them. But armor, I've got back into in the last few months. I think I built my fourth piece. I literally finished today, actually. And I'm enjoying that again. I never used to enjoy the weathering on the armor, and I do now, which is really strange. But I think definitely the cars is where it's at with me.
Yeah, you've been doing some really nice work with those cars. Now, have you ever put your stuff in like competitions and stuff?
No, never done that. Never really interested me.
And why is that?
I don't know. It's just one of those things I've never thought of doing. I actually said maybe this year I would enter something into Telford.
I think you'll do really good with some of those cars.
Yeah.
Even your bikes are beautiful.
It would probably be one of the bikes, to be honest, because I think that's some of my best work.
Yeah.
But whether Telford goes ahead this year, I don't know, with everything going on. But maybe at a future date, we will see. But it's just something that's never really interested me. I don't know why.
So so it's just right now. It's you got back into armor now. You're doing a little bit of armor.
Yeah,
planes can sit up because I remember you sold a lot.
I had loads. I've actually got one under here. I've got Tamiya's P38. I've actually started. So fingers crossed. When I get a bit of the backlog out of the way, I might go back to that and finish that.
Yeah, because I remember you having a lot of them, and then you got rid of them all.
Yeah, this background here has changed. Because this has been my camera shop for years.
Right.
There's been armor there, aircraft, bikes, cars. Now there's armor reappearing again.
Now that's a little place that you have built in your yard, right? So
yes,
it's your shop there. And I mean, we've seen like on international scale model on the Facebook page. Every now and then you'll show a shop, how the shop looks and how it's set up. I don't know how you move around in there, man. All that stuff you got in there.
Oh man, it is so tightly packed. It's unreal. It's always a bursting point, always is. But I like it like that. It's my little secluded modeling space, really, I guess. Hannah's got a similar setup that way for UMP. You can see it through the window there. Yeah, some of the night through the day, we're never far from each other, and obviously we both work from home, which is great. We get to spend a lot of time with our son James. So yeah, pretty happy. Love it out here. It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's a good place to work, but it is compact. I'll give it that. 12x8.
So but it's a nice place. The way you got it set up is really nice because when you show the pictures, everything's there. So you're an arm's reach from just about everything. Yeah. And behind you have some of your good display case.
Yeah, my display case just there over my shoulder. Yeah,
right over your shoulder there. So what do you do with all the stuff that you build that you don't display there?
Everything goes in there. When it gets full, it gets sold. I'll put it on eBay, move it on. We can get a new home, and then I just recycle as I go. Okay. So it's ever changing. It's literally full right now. The last piece of armor finish is in my spray booth at the minute. There's nowhere for it to go at the minute. So
have you ever done dioramas for like the armor?
Yeah. I've done a few over the years. Enjoyable but messy is one thing I'd say about that.
Yeah.
It creates a lot of mess, and they're big as well. And with me, all my modeling's in here. There's a few kits in the house. There's not a lot. But everything's kept in here, and I've not got the room for dioramas really at all.
Yeah, I've gotten rid of a bunch of them that I did. I just gave them their grandson. I said, "Here, go have fun with them." And when you get
comes to a point where you just think, I can let that go now and move it on.
Yeah, there was a few of them here, and I was like, you can have them. And he prayed, "Oh, Grandpa, I'm sorry." I said, "I don't care.
Yeah, no, you don't care.
Do what you're gonna do with them, and just it doesn't matter. They've been sitting around gathering dust anyway. So the stuff I keep, just like the figures and stuff, I tell them no, those you got to stay away from."
I've got some there that'll never get sold, never go anywhere. But there's others that always haven't quite turned out right or not happy with.
So now let's get into your painting.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned you had done in the earlier days. You done enamels and you didn't like them, so you got one of the cheap little plastic airbrushes.
Yeah, the generic £20 glass pop.
So your airbrushing journey. I know you're like me. You've have Harder and Steenbeck, Iwata, Badger, just about all of them.
Yeah.
How did you get into that? How did that evolve for you?
Right. Well, I had that cheap one, and I was struggling with that. And actually, I think it was for my birthday or Easter present. In a model shop, Hannah bought me a Badger 200. The one.
Yes.
And absolutely like a different world. And I used that again with the propellant cans, which aren't the best for airbrushing, but they do work. And I used that for probably a couple of years. I had that. Then I moved on to the harders. Heard a lot about them. They're good airbrushes. They're very well made. They're just very fussy on paint. That's the problem with them.
Yeah.
And I paired it originally with one of the worst paints for the harders, which was Vallejo Model Air.
Yeah.
Because they just congeal and block, and I had terrible trouble. Moved to Tamiya paints, like a different world. Absolutely superb, spray easy. And I stuck with Tamiya for a long time. Still do now, but I've moved on to lacquers now. I am 98% lacquer paint now.
So what? For those that don't know, why do you prefer the lacquer now?
Ease of use, much better finish, a lot easier to spray. You can thin them a lot more. So as you'll know, the benefits of thinner paint, it's a lot beneficial for models. Most of the automotive paints are lacquer based as well, so that's primarily the reason for it. And after using those for day-to-day paints, Tamiya LPs, absolutely superb. I've moved on to those. I just find them so much more forgiving to use. Obviously, you need a good spray booth to because they absolutely stink. They do smell bad.
And a good mask.
Good respirator, yeah, 100%.
So you've evolved then with the airbrush. So what are you? We'll get into the UMP in a second.
Yeah.
But so you evolved. You had, because I remember you Harder and Steenbeck. I remember the Iwatas.
Yeah.
So how did that evolution evolve?
Right, the harders, I found them fussy on paint. They're a fantastic brush. They're beautiful. They're well made. They do like lacquers better, and I wasn't using lacquers as much back then. I also found the needle nozzles weak on them too. That you're going to go look at them and they'll bend. So I moved on to Iwata, and I love Iwatas. They are beautiful airbrushes.
I love them.
From the HPCS all the way up to the custom microns. I've had them all through the range, and they are great. They've got the little small fiddly needle nozzle, which people complain about, but it's not a big deal.
Right.
Love them. Now, obviously, we'll get on to UMP in a minute. The Apex is obviously a Badger airbrush made for us by Kenneth Badger. And all I use now, I've got actually 5 of those now, and that's all I use for different specific paints and finishes. And I use them for everything, and it does everything I need.
Do you consider yourself primarily an airbrusher? Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
So I mean, of course, you use a brush every now and then when you got to.
Oh yeah, you still got detail paint, but
you consider yourself primarily an airbrusher. So how do you like doing? I mean, it's the evolution of that, because you're probably like me. I mean, you guys got more. I mean, there's what 10, 15,000 people just on the YouTube page, right?
On YouTube, we got 48,000.
Okay, 48,000, and you probably get bombarded with questions about that.
I can't get a few. Yes.
Yeah, and when you try to explain to them, why, I got people. I'm going to buy a Harder and Steenbeck, and I'm going to use Vallejo. Don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it.
Well, I get a bit of flack for that, especially off the guys, because they are watching. As far as they're not heckling me in the chat. I've got reviews of all the airbrushes that I've gone through the years, and people still comment on them now. I've bought this on the back of you,
right?
And I'm like, I don't use that anymore. And I've actually had a bit of grief over that of people not making my mind up. But things change and evolve over the years.
Yeah, so have I. I was like, well, you said this one. Well, you know what? Things change, man. Paints change. The systems that you're using changes. Yeah. How you mix them changes. All that changes. I mean, I know that the Harder and Steenbeck, I think they came out with a new nozzle and a new needle.
Yeah, they've made like a stronger one, haven't they? Now?
Yeah, man, if you breathe on that needle, it bends.
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it was here in the States. I think it was the last time I bought a needle nozzle combo was like $68 US.
Yeah, they're about £30 in the UK.
Yes, yeah. They're not cheap. So you were doing this. You're doing the modeling. You're going about it. And then all of a sudden, ISM.
Yeah.
The international. Now I'm going to put that up here in a second here.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, to show everybody what I'm talking. There's the forum.
Yeah.
How did the forum come about?
I got to be careful this one because it's a bit of a dodgy story.
Well, yeah.
Myself and Lee were members of another site where YouTubers were encouraged to share their videos, and a little bit of a hoo-ha went down. You'll know the guy Howard. And then YouTube videos were no longer allowed. I didn't really know Lee at all. And I knew him actually through somebody else. So I messaged him saying, look, I'm thinking of starting up a forum that promotes YouTubers. And he actually replied, kind of had exactly the same thought. And that's purely and simply where ISN came from. We tried to do it. There he is. There's Howard in the chat now.
There he is right there, yeah.
And we tried to do it to be a bit more friendly for YouTubers and people could have sections in there and what have you. And that's it, really. It evolved from nothing to what it is today. The forum has gone a lot quieter. I think forums have gone a lot quieter over the last few years. Social media is definitely more used these days rather than the forums. It's a lot easier to use social media, but it's still there. It ticks along well. I think it's about 18,000 members on there. I think now I can't remember how many members we've got.
I remember when you put it up, and I remember all the blip, 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 blip about it, back in the day, But,
oh yes.
Oh, I remember.
Oh yeah,
I remember all that. So I'm just going through the guys here. They're saying hello to you and stuff. You can see them there, putting them down there so they can see them. So now the I know forums like this take it's a lot of work,
Yeah.
So like you said, it's slowed down now, but you still encourage people to go check it out, right?
Oh yeah, every video we recommend people to go over there because it's a good source of information.
Right.
It's just it's a horrible thing to say. Forums are just so much quieter nowadays than they used to be. But it does still tick along well. There's a good few regular members over there. We've got a good admin team on there as well that really look after the place well. And yeah, it's a good place to go. So if you want to join, it's free, totally free. Head on over there, join up. There's a welcome section. Say hello. All the guys will welcome you. There's group builds on there. And the place runs itself now. Mainly don't really do much on there at all. Like I said, we've got a good admin team. They do all their own group builds and what have you, and they run them all themselves. So it's a good place to be.
So now the YouTube page started.
Yeah.
Right. And you started doing all the reviews and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
And now how did that evolve?
ISM was originally Lee's channel called Scale Model Review.
Okay.
And he'd literally just started and done a few inbox reviews and what have you. And obviously, with having the forum, we thought, well, we'll change the name and we'll both start putting videos on there. So it started off with inbox reviews. I did a few guides on paint and photo etch. I've been doing videos for e-models as well before that. And I started a build series on there about aircraft techniques.
Okay.
And to this day, it's still commented on regularly. I think it does help a lot of people, even though some of it's a bit older now. It does still have some purpose in there, even though we got a load of grief for recommended future on there. I'm Vallejo Primer. I know you don't like Vallejo Primer, Gil.
You know what? I won't use it if on most of the stuff. If I'm doing a piece of terrain, I still have some.
Oh yeah, we might as well use it.
I'll use it on there. But yeah, that stuff that Vallejo Primer has given me grief, man, over the years. So I stopped using it.
It's not good.
Yeah, once was it about 6 years ago when I first came across? I was at we were talking about this. Ken and I were reminded him about it. I saw him at a show one day, and I walk up and, hey, how you doing, brother? Blah blah blah. And he had these bottles of this stuff called Stynylrez. So he tells me, hey, you got to try this. This is the greatest. And I looked at him. I said, dude, that's a bold statement, man. I told him no. So he says, try it. So he hands me a bottle of it. And then my buddy Baltazar buys 3 of them. He hands me a bottle. He says, you try this and let me know what you think. That night I got home and I sprayed it, and it looked like crap going on. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm watching it just, dry. And as I'm like, okay. And I hit it with a blow dryer, and I'm watching it. And I'm like, so I leave it overnight. I come back. He says it was sandable. And I'm like, man, that, I start sanding this. And I'm like, whoa. Yeah. And I remember telling Michael Cohen, you remember Cohen? I remember he was in a hangout with us one day, and I showed him, I'm spraying this. And he's like, is that good? And I'm like, dude, you got to look at this stuff, man. This stuff is awesome. So
you put me onto it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember
years ago. Yeah, I moved from Vallejo to AK, the original bottles. That was okay. It wasn't great. As soon as I started using that Stynylrez, I was like, wow.
Yeah,
instantly converted. Fantastic stuff.
It's great stuff. So Now I have your YouTube channel up here. Now
Yeah.
you do hangouts there. You do a live thing.
Yeah.
You do them on Friday. You used to do them on Friday. Now you do it on Saturday.
No, we do them on Friday still.
Okay.
We do our proper live show every Friday. During everything that's been going on with all this COVID malarkey, I started going live near enough every day.
Okay.
We were in here. I knew people were stuck at home, and to take people's minds off it, we did a lot of mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and evening hangouts live. So a lot more low-key, a lot more relaxed. We did those, but we started doing. So we do Friday night live show. We do Saturday mornings over on Facebook on my Paul ISM page,
Okay.
and then we're doing Tuesday mornings on the channel again there. Just because we're here, I mean, we're modeling away. We might as well be live while we're at it.
Now, how did the live show with the because we all know that you got a giveaway. You know, there's certain things. We'll get to that. We're coming up to the ultimate.
Yeah.
But you know, you have kit reviews, and you guys are just sitting there, you know, and talking this stuff. Now, how did that all evolve for you?
What, the live show?
Yeah, the live show.
Yeah. That's an interesting story, that one. And I won't get into it fully. It was, trying to give something back in a way, really. Rather than, you know, just taking, we're trying to do a bit more of a professional show. And it didn't start off as professional, well, as professional as it is now.
Right.
I watched back some of the older ones and cringe, like, oh my God, really? But yeah, it was just try and give something back and give us something to do. Like I say, we were live. We hang out every day, me and the guys. We're there every single day, twice a day, hours on end of each other. And it's just nice to chat with other people, share tips, techniques, you know, just have a general chat and pass wherever we can learn along to people. So that was it, really. It was mainly something to do.
But it became something really good because you have almost 200 people that watch it. You know, when you guys...
the figures go up and down. Depends on the time of year. Summers now, so we're around to about 120 because people are spending more time outdoors or with family. Through the winter, it creeps up. But yeah, we can get up to 200 viewers sometimes, definitely.
Now I want to talk about Ultimate Modeling Products.
Yeah.
Now, how did that come about?
Well, we'd had ISM for a while. And obviously me and Lee got to know each other quite well. And we were just chatting one day and had a few ideas, some products to do. So a bit of a, not necessarily a gap in the market, but a little niche market for some sanders and washers and what have you. Because the only real sanders we get in the UK would be like your beauty salon ones or Flexifiles and Squadrons. I think they were really... there's another brand, I'm not going to mention them. That were around, so we saw a little bit of a gap and thought, you know, let's see if we can get our own made. I think the first products we released were the sanders, the washers, our pickle pencils, and that's where we started and evolved from there.
Now I'm showing the page right now.
Yeah.
And there's, I mean, just looking at it, you guys have evolved. I remember when you didn't have all this stuff in there.
Oh, we always looking for new products or model supplies we can sell.
You got a polishing system.
Yeah, polishing system came out about a few months back.
Yeah, your cleaner and your wash there, your washes. Look at this.
Yeah, well, loads of 3D print stuff. Lee's got a whole farm of 3D printers.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah, we got all kinds of 3D printed stuff, but we've moved on to kit manufacturers. Tamiya, definitely one of the best things we've got because, you know, Tamiya's fantastic modeling company. The tools are second to none. Paints, the kits, and then we've moved on to like Ryfield, Tarangus, loads of other manufacturers, and we plan to add more as we go.
Now, I have a question here, and you know, I don't know if this is something. I'm sure you guys have probably thought of this. I was talking to a bunch of guys. You know how you have Mig, AK. You know how they'll brand. They'll get a kit. And they got their name on the kit. You know, branded it. You know, stuff like that. Have you ever thought of doing something like that?
Yeah. The problem is the cost. That's going to cost.
Oh, okay. So that's not a partnership you do with a. See, I don't know that this is out of my purview.
I don't know. Maybe at some point, you never know. No real plans in the pipeline right now. But maybe you never know. Things change and evolve so quick. Myself and Lee, I've got things that we never, like Standard Res relabeling as UMP, fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to get into that. So how's that? Because I know that there was one other place, I won't mention the name of the place there in the UK that sell the Badger products, and a lot of guys were having a hard time getting it than you guys got.
Yeah.
And I remember the nonsense about that too. It's just this, but it's rebranded. Of course it is. Everybody does this.
It says on the back. It says on the back of the bottle what it is.
So how is that? Is that working out really now?
That's been a good seller for us. Yeah, it's been doing really well. Yeah. It's a fantastic, as you know, it's a great product. It sells itself. And yeah, it does sell well. Same with the airbrushes. Those airbrushes are phenomenal. Absolutely.
I was going to get into it now. Why an airbrush? What made you guys decide to do an airbrush?
I think Lee was speaking to Ken, and I think the offer was just mentioned. So we looked into it. Ken sent us some samples and their parts catalog, which if you've ever seen that, oh my god!
Oh yeah, it's
immense. And it was just like, pick what you want, let us know, and we'll sort it out. And we did. We got some different parts in there, different colors, changed a few things, picked our own case, just basically spec'd it out for ourselves, and yeah, away it went. And I won't lie, I was a little bit dubious at first. I was like, I don't know, because the price point's right up there with the Harder and Steenbeck Ultra. And now the Neo's gone up in price, and I was like a bit dubious, but man, when they came in, they were gone so fast. And after I started using them, I was like, wow, this is actually a really good airbrush. It's easy to use, easy to clean, easy to strip, easy to maintain.
Yeah, I like the big nozzle on them. Yeah.
So that huge color cup, such a simple airbrush for beginners or advanced modelers. It's such a easy airbrush to use.
I know sometimes you have a hard time keeping them in stock.
Oh man, they come in, they go out, and we have to reorder, and then
you have to reorder. Yeah,
obviously getting stuff across the ocean. It's not quick. It takes a while.
Now, have you ever thought about doing a line of paints? I know you have your washes.
I think we'd love to do a line of paints again. The cost issue, it's going to cost a fortune to do. And while we got things like Tamiya LPs and what have you, that's a tough market to crack.
The paint,
yeah. There's a lot of paints out there, so I don't think so in the immediate future, anyway.
So where do you see Ultimate, say 2 years from now?
That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
But you do with this COVID and the lockdown. Everybody's doing okay.
Oh man, online retail. I mean, even myself and Hannah, I bought a ridiculous amount in the past few months. Because you're stuck at home. Amazon must have made a killing for all this.
Well, see, here's the other thing. A lot of people don't realize it's just you two there.
Yeah, Lee's over in Spain.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about shipping and everything.
Hannah does the bulk of all the packaging and the work. She does do the bulk of it. And she's coped phenomenally well. Like I said, we had about a 40% increase in sales, literally almost overnight. As soon as those lockdowns were imposed in the UK, it went crazy. And I think we had about a 2.5 month backlog to catch up on, which was immense. But then on the other side, we started having issues getting products because obviously China had shut down and manufacturing. Most of our, I think only one product of ours comes from China. Everything else made in the UK, the primer. So companies started to shut down and things started to become a bit sparse and things. So we did start to struggle a little bit, but thankfully, now everything's shut down, and thankfully, our couriers, DPD and UPS, which have been phenomenal for all this, coped really, really well.
So you're able to if somebody orders from you, you're able to get your stuff out now. It's slowed down a little bit, or is it still?
We caught up absolutely perfect until our latest primer and airbrush order arrived, and it went crazy again. Nowhere near as bad. We're getting stuff out quick still. A couple of days.
Because I know you sell a lot of airbrushes. You sell a lot of your primer. You sell a lot of your cleaners. I mean, those things. Every time I see a picture, somebody will post. There it is. They got their stuff. So that's probably your biggest sellers, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, definitely up there. Yeah. And the LPs, Tamiya LPs, we constantly order them from Tamiya. Constantly.
The LPs, which ones are those? Those are
the new lacquer paints, Tamiya lacquers. Okay. I don't think they quite come out there yet, have they?
No, we don't have them here yet. No.
Hopefully you will, because they are amazing.
I heard you talking about them. Yeah, you mentioned them yesterday about them.
Yeah, they're very good. Very, very good.
So now, what would you is there anything you want to say to these people out here? If anybody's got a question, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, far away. I've got YouTube open so I can see.
Got a few more minutes here. If you guys want to say anything, you got a question about him. He says, "Ask Paul King Dan." Yeah, I'll show it to you. Wait, no, wrong one. There it is. Ask Paul about watch collection.
No, there's no watch collection, Dan. I don't know what you're talking about.
And then you got these guys here. Free prize giveaways? Nah, brother, you're in the wrong place, man.
Just mention start numbers now, and they'll be off in the chat.
Oh, they did it already.
They started doing everything. Yeah.
There's numbers all up in there already.
Well, I've just left. They're all out in my hangout. I've just left all them. I know what they're all like. They're all probably watching right now. So hello.
Alice says, I owe all my debt to Paul.
Yeah.
I hear you, brother. So if there's here's another one here from Risedam. Paul builds a lot of cool stuff. What's your favorite build so far?
Ooh. It's got to be my Repsol Honda RC211.
I
love that. That came out really good.
Is that the one with the what is it, the carbon fiber that you did on it?
Yeah, all carbon Repsol scheme. It came out really well. And the LCR Honda I did in the video build came out well as well. I think they're probably two of my favorites. The other two favorites I did actually sold, and I regret selling them now. I did you probably don't know the cars. I did a Sierra and an Escort Cosworth.
I know the Escort. I know what an Escort.
Very popular cars, and they were beautiful. And someone made me an offer I couldn't refuse, so I sold them. And I kind of kicked myself a bit now, but hey, it's one of those. I can build them again. It's not a problem. I think the bikes are my favorites. They're in prime position in that display case. Whatever happened to the cars? Yeah, ask Tim, Dan, because Tim owns it now. Yes, a while back I started a Armour how-to guide, and it was just as I got burnt out of doing Armour. I think that's what did it, to be honest. And there was a crash, and people don't forget. They don't forget a thing. Like you with your motto, was it?
It's still sitting.
I bet people still bring it up now.
They bring it up every chance they get, man.
They don't forget. They don't forget a thing.
And I have a King Tiger here that I started. The Meng one, it's sitting right there, and I hear about it every time these guys get in.
I hear about it all. Yeah, Tim now owns that crash. I gave it to Tim.
Jesus, don't know what you're on about.
No, you wouldn't, Tim. But Tim's a fan. Want to talk? He's got a wooden ship, big, all sorts of stuff. Tim's not finished.
Yeah. So now, what would you like people to know about International Scale Modeler? About your the boys that hang out with you, because I mean, our community may be big, but we know just about everybody in it.
Yeah,
as far as the players, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What would you like people to know about you?
ISM and the channel, everything.
About that, and a little bit about you. I mean,
well, there's a lot I could say about me. ISM, come over to the channel, subscribe to us, come over to the forum and Facebook page and join. They're very friendly places. It's very well run, very strictly run. I will say that we don't muck around on there, but that gets rid of the idiots. And as Gil always says, leave the drama to the queens. Because I get dragged into anything and everything by not even doing anything half the time. It's the stuff I hear about me is crazy.
Anyway. I don't even have to be in the room, and
I'm not even involved sometimes. And I get anyway, so come over there. You feel free, post your work. It's any genre model, all free to join. All the videos are free as well. We do our offer hangouts every single day, twice a day. Free to join, good gang of lads. We have a good laugh, good bit of banter. We get a lot of modelling done. And we do have a good time there. Everyone's welcome to join that. If you want a link, if you click on any of our videos, any of the non-live videos, all the links are in the description of that for the YouTube page, forum, the Offer Hangout group.
Yeah, there's
our live shows as well.
Mm-hmm. There's a question here from Jeffrey Holmes. He says, "Hi, Paul and Gilbert. Quick question. There seems to be a trend of cars and bikes being painted to showroom standard by military vehicles being weathered. Why do you think that's the way it is?"
I think because we all like to see our cars and bikes nice and clean. And I think Armour, personally, needs to be weathered. It's crying out for the weather. And for me, it's a personal choice. I get asked all the time, would I either weather one of my cars or bikes? And I've never done it to this day. and I don't know who I would.
Brett says Paul's still the star.
I'm the star. That's an in-joke, that one. That's
but you know what? He may be this. I know what he's saying about when the poop goes flying. He don't even have to be in the room, and he still gets hit with it. Yep.
Nope. I don't even have to be in the hangout or online, and it's all my fault.
Yep. You have Rudiger Adams said ISM is much more knowledgeable than some other groups I've looked into, but won't name.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want to.
I'll be different.
We don't want to get into all that, man. You know that we could be here for another 3 days talking about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's just leave that where it belongs. But he's also got a Facebook page, guys. I didn't put it up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my Paul ISM page. Yeah.
And like he said, he posts hangout links there. You guys are all welcome. Just leave the drama somewhere else. Don't bring it there because they will kick you out.
Oh, you'll be gone in a half.
Yeah, these Brits do not play. You're out of there. You're gone. Same thing with the ISM on Facebook. If you join there, they don't. It's there to post your work. It's not there to critique. There's places for that. You don't do it there. So. Paul, I want to thank you, brother. Thank you for sitting down with me, man. I know that it's late there, I know. Yeah, and I know you go spend time with Mama there and the little one before it gets too late.
No, he's in bed. He's in bed now. He's well in bed.
Yeah. Thank you for taking time to sit with us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You have a good one, my brother. You take care, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening, man.
All right, everybody. Take care.
Good night, brother. All right, guys. That was Paul Bretland, international scale modeler. I thank him for taking time to sit and talk with me. Like I said earlier, man, I don't think he's ever sat down. I know he's done it on his channel. I've been aware of him. It's going on 7 years, 6, 7 years. And I don't ever think I've ever seen him do an interview like, something like that, So, thank you guys for sitting down watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. I'll try to bring you some more interesting people. If there's anyone you guys would like to hear from, would like to sit and talk to, man, please, drop me a message. You can leave it here. I read all the messages. I try to respond to everybody. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Today is the 4th of July with us rebellious colonials here in the United States. And I just thought it would be a little fun, bring one of the Queen's subjects on July 4th. You guys have a great rest of the weekend. For us here in the United States, stay safe, stay healthy, don't blow off the fireworks. You need those fingers to do your work. Leave the drama to the goddamn Queens, brothers and sisters, and by all means, build a goddamn model. This is Gilbert saying peace. Until next week, man. Ciao.